Oh my god, it's working. Is it working? That is so weird. They've changed how they, yeah, there's been UI their interface changes on YouTube. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. At least it's cool enough out to do this. Finally found a place to actually do a stream. Camp, there's no connection. Can't go back to the old camp to stream. Hate to know that. So now I'm like, I've been walking around. Like, I found a place I can stream that's further away on my way to work. There's like an old structure of a house I can go to, but it's too far. So now I'm sitting in the woods by a maintenance road, by a highway. Like, I can see the highway from here through like this stuff. And there's a maintenance road for the power lines. And I have connections, so figured why not? I got nothing else going on today. Hey, Denoza and Daryl, how you guys doing? Ugh. Not working today. I worked yesterday. I was at work yesterday, which was nice. 13 hours. And I've got to pick up and go into town. I got to be there for 4 o'clock because that's when they said my meds will be ready for pickup. Morning, Buddha. Oh, I'm having a really good day. Like, right now, I have somewhere to be. Like, I have a place I have to be later today. But that's not for a few hours. I've got to go down to the pharmacy and pick up my meds for the month. But again, I called it in and they said I can come after. I can pick it up today at 4 o'clock. Which, even if I can't make it down there today, there's always Friday or Saturday because I have enough meds to last until the 23rd. Yeah, I've got, not including today's pills left, I've got about 50 pills left in my organizer. And yeah. Oh no. Yeah, that's all that's up. But I'm going to go down and pick up my medication today. And it's way too early for me to go to town. I've got no reason to go to town. All my batteries are charged, stuff like that. And I don't want to sit in the library just staring at the screen. So I walked out to the highway where I know I can get some connections. I'm going to have to be here anyways. I'm going to have to walk up to that highway in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. 2 hours probably better. Maybe 3. And stick my thumb out and hitch a ride to the town, to the city. And make it to the pharmacy, pick up my meds. And yeah, until then I figured, yeah, why not just stream and shoot the shit with you guys, because that's always mentally healthy for me. And this thing, holy crap. They gave me the device for free at the reservation, and the juice is like $8. I bought 3 bottles like last month. I bought 3 bottles of the juice last month. I spent like $24 on 3 bottles of the juice, and I still have over 2 bottles. Oh, not over, 1 and a bit bottles left. Like, it's full. And like, I started fucking smoking a cigarette every so often when I had the horrible migraines because they settled it down. And I graduated from that to the vape. At least my mouth doesn't taste like ass. John, how you doing? Skip Nasty, good for a stomach ache. Ginger tea, I like ginger tea for that. Oh, and you joined as a member, John. Thank you. Holy crap. Oh, I'm hanging in there too. I've really missed being able to stream every day. My old location, I could stream at any time of the day, no problem. I had enough connection to do that. If I moved forward from that position, I had none. My new spot, we like to play games on the Discord, and sometimes they freeze on me because my signal drops to like 2G, so I can't do that. And there's just not enough connection for me to stream. So I've been wandering around for the last week to find some place I can get a connection that's kind of, where I can sit down and stream. And I found a couple places. This is one of the spots I found that have a full connection, and it's also where I need to be going. And there's another one on my way to work. I showed a video about it yesterday with the Stone Foundation. There will work no problem. I had a full connection there, but you've got to talk to my boss about that first because it's on her property. Oh, John. Oh, how have you been? We haven't seen you for a while. I've been wondering how you are. Oh, fuck. Well, hopefully Ontario isn't going to be that cold this year. Absurd name I cannot properly say. Dude who's working in the cold weather center. The best thing you can do. Are you guys handing out gear? If you are, thermal socks, long johns. If you can give them out like full body long johns, I've got a set for myself. Beautiful things like long underwear. I would say emergency blankets, but those things can also be a death sentence. They do too good of a job at trapping in the heat. The Mylar blankets, they're too good, and you often sweat. So when you get out, it could kill them. There is something you can use to make with them if you want to put in the work. If you're doing that, go to Walmart or any cheap store. Buy the cheapest large bed sheet you can get for the queen size bed. You put one of those down on the ground. You put the Mylar over top of that, and you put another one on top of the Mylar, and you either sew or tape it together so no condensation will build up, but you still have the added benefit of the Mylar. Hey, Jeremiah. Well, Matthew, it's where my new camp is. It's kind of really deep into the woods, and I think it's just in a bad spot for connection. But I can't move the camp that I'm at because it's like someone built it, not me. And it's like tied to a tree. It's part of a tree, and it's warm. If I leave this spot because I'm not working at it, I have to go back into a tent. And where I've got is warm. I've got I get a little cocoon that I turn into a sleeping bag. And, I get all in, snug, it's a bug in a rug. I even got an electric sleeping bag. So there's that. And, finding my new camp is beautiful. It's a godsend. It's just streaming from it is impossible because I'm on 2G when I'm there. So I'm thinking I found a couple spots I can stream from. One I'm going to have to talk to my boss about, but it's a really cool spot. It's like, I'd say at least 100-year-old collapsed house, just the foundation remains. I can do it there because I have a full connection, but it's on my boss's property, so I have to ask. And right here, right by the side, legit, right there is a construction road, as you can see. And right above, beyond the construction road, is the highway. And my camp is just a little bit back that way. And I have a connection here, so there's the other option. An electric sleeping bag is an electric sleeping bag. It's a sleeping bag that takes power. It's a heated sleeping bag. It's got a USB plug one of these into. If I got one on me. Do I got one on me? I have to have one on me. I always have one on me. That's a wire. That's a wire. That's a crossbow. That's a shotgun. That's a corpse. It takes one of these. You plug that into it, and It is exactly what it sounds like. A sleeping bag that is heated. And it's a beautiful damn thing. So underneath me, I've got a sleeping bag where I sleep. Well, I've got above that, I've got pallets, my sleeping pads over the tarp, a painter's tarp over the sleeping pads, my sleeping bag over the sleeping tarp, over the painter's tarp where I sleep on, another sleeping bag over that sleeping bag where I sleep, and then over top of me is 2 sleeping bags with the heated sleeping bag on top. I'm not aware of that. How about now? Is that better? It might be a phone problem. I'll take you out of the case. That's an awkward shot. You can see up my nose. I can make my nostrils flare at will. Hey, Martin Drew. Yeah, Chris, I want to take you guys to the shack. I just don't have a connection there. I was at work yesterday. We didn't have a single customer in, and I was the only person in the shop. So I've been working on editing it. I've just got near 100 hours worth of footage I have to stitch together and be careful about it so I don't give away my location, because I don't want any I don't want visitors. That scares the crap out of me. Fun story is I had a visitor. I had a visitor a few nights ago. A human visitor. Scared the crap out of me. We were actually playing games when I was on the line with them, and I hear footsteps that aren't an animal footsteps, so I had to go. I walked out there, like, hey, what's going on? Who are you? And it was nobody meaning harm. It was just a guy who has a pickup truck and has a camper on the back of that pickup truck, one of those damn things. And he's been living in that for like 20 some odd years. He works in the area, but he goes from different spots from crown land to crown land. And he found a spot like 500 meters away from my spot, set his camper up for the winter, and he saw my fire a night or two before he came to say hi to me, and he wanted to be polite to come introduce himself. That's hobo etiquette, man. That's just polite. Hot tents are expensive. Not only that, is people, if they're in a city by themselves, if they're homeless, the hot tents are no point. If you're in a city, I'm up in the country, but they will get busted by the cops faster than you can say, holy fuck, I just got busted by the cops. Let's see if this works. Does it work? Is this the one that's broken? Is this the one that's broken? I'm trying to charge my phone. And that's the wire that's broken. The one wire in my pack that's broken is the one wire I pull out every damn time. Oh, I avoid the camps. I avoid camps like the plague. I'm in the middle of jack shit nowhere. And I want to keep it that way. I want to stay away from people. Why aren't you charging? Why aren't you charging? Okay, maybe it's the brick. That sucks if the brick is broken. My icon? Did I make my icon? No, actually, I didn't. Someone just said, hey, I made this for you. You can have it. Congratulations. Then I never heard them from again. Like, some random person messaged me with that and gave it to me. It was weird. Port's not dusty. I think it's the charger itself. One of them sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. I've got two more that work perfectly. Yeah, no, it's just, I think it's the port. It's a weird kind of brick. So it might be the USB-C port, this port here. I know this port works on it, but it doesn't matter because it's charged like this. As long as one port works. It's a long story. I came to live on the streets now. I'd say more bad luck than anything. But this thing is, I chose the wrong woman to marry. That's part of it. I don't blame her for it. She could have been nicer. She didn't have to cheat on me when I got sick. But yeah, long story short, I did well for myself. I was a crane operator for many years, apprenticeship, all that stuff. I got sick, started having seizures. I was on the job when I had a seizure. And you lose your licenses when you have consistent seizures. So they took away my driver's licenses, all my licenses to operate that. And it's not like I can go to a school and say, hey, I can teach this thing, because it's done through apprenticeship. And yeah, not able to work. I hadn't had a diagnosis for years. I'd been going through test after test to seeing what's going on. No one could figure out what was going on. And up here in Canada, they don't like giving you disability. They rather offer you MAID, which is medical assisted death, assisted suicide. So I've been fighting with them for 4 years to get on disability. Well, when I got sick, got out of the hospital, my wife practically just handed me divorce papers that day. Found out she had been sleeping with every single friend I knew and had. So I've got no people I lost all those people in my life that I thought I had, that I thought I could trust, that I thought were my friends, because they really weren't my friends. They were busy fucking my wife. Yeah, that's it. Funds finally ran out, fighting for disability, having goddamn seizures all day, until recently, where we finally started getting them under control over the last 2 years, where I can function and operate. And yeah, I've been out on the street for about a year and to a month. And yeah, we found out over the summer, during August, that I have multiple sclerosis. So yeah, the seizures aren't caused from multiple MS. They are not caused from MS. They're more of a byproduct. They're worse the more stressed I am, the more anxiety I am feeling, the worse they are. But they're just a byproduct of the MS. No two people have MS the same way. Jensen Glenn Smith, I'm in Canada. We have no such program. Hey, Warrior, how you doing? I'm good. But yeah, what ended up happening over the last 8 months, I was having these horrible migraines, one that wouldn't go away. I had had a massive seizure going back to my old camp when I was still in Toronto. And since then, I had a horrible migraine that just wouldn't go away. So I was going to the Chinese grocery store not too far from my camp and buying some loose cigarettes. Smoking one, headache gone for a few hours, and I'm like, oh, that's great. I can survive. And then, one a day or one every other day was fine. Then you get out here and you're all like in the woods, you don't have that option. I picked up a vape from the reservation, the Indian reservation, the native reservation, and they gave the device for free, and the juice is dirt cheap. Like, I bought 3 bottles of juice for like $24 or $8 a pop, and that was over a month ago, so they last. And yeah, I graduated from just trying to get rid of a headache to I vape now, which is wonderful. That, you know, how do I prove my disability? I've proven my disability. I've proven it. I've gone through all the goddamn tests in the world. I've had the spinal taps, the MRIs. I have a diagnosis that, hey, I've got MS. And they know on some days, like, I'm very fortunate right now. I can walk, no problem right now. But just like 3 weeks ago, I couldn't. They got me on a new cocktail of medication. I've taken 25 pills every single day. Every single day, I've got 25 different pills I have to take for the anxiety, the depression, the seizures, the neurological pain, the walking, the spasms. I have muscle spasms, but without the pills, I can barely walk. Like a walk that they adjusted the dosages and modified the meds. And before, when I was trying to walk, my left side of my body, my left leg would kind of drag, and I'd do this weird ass limp hop kind of like I want to call it super fat guy walk, because if someone saw that, they would run behind me with a tuba just to play that. But yeah, my leg was dragging behind me, but with the new cocktail of meds, I can actually walk properly. I'll fix that. I haven't been in the Toronto area for 6 months. And once I left, that's when I found the part-time job. I worked last night. Yes, I still got it. I still got it. And actually, I have a license now where I'm allowed to sell firearms and ammunition, which is awesome. Yeah. Actually, my boss is going to sell me a gun once I get my gun license so I can do some hunting. And when I said that on one of the lives, people got really upset. Not that I'm going to do hunting, that some people don't think I should own a firearm. Not because they think I'm going to hurt anybody, they think I'm going to hurt myself. Man, just because I've been depressed my entire adult life don't mean I'm going to end it. I have a good reason to live, and that is spite. There are 3 people on this earth I have dedicated my life to outliving. Oh no, yeah, I'll even be like, the other day, like, I was having a really rough time. Things sometimes just get to you. Like, I don't even think I've ever spoke about a lot of this out loud. What it actually happened. Why I've got fucking nothing. Because it's embarrassing. It makes me feel stupid. What am I saying? I am stupid for letting it all happen. Like, when I got with my ex-wife, looking back on the relationship, there were so many red flags. Like, everything, looking back on it now, everything that woman did was a red flag. So much fucking red flags. I should have crazy people on fire running down the street with red fucking flags. That's how many red flags there were with her. But I was dumb and in love. And the whole situation makes me feel stupid now. And that's what really, that one thought kept playing in my head. You're a goddamn idiot. So I had a depressive episode like a week ago. She never worked in her life, which fine, I don't care. I'm dude. I want my wife to be comfortable and not have to work, whatever. But she had complete control over the finances. Okay, this is going to pause for like 2 seconds. I've got to open something. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. But no, my ex-wife had complete control over my finances. I didn't even have my own goddamn bank card. That's how bad it was. I was making $13,000 take-home pay a month. $13,000. And see, my wife went to university for business. She graduated with a business degree in business. So she decided she's gonna handle the money, and I agreed to it. I never had a bank card. She said she's taking care of all the bills. I trusted her. She wanted to sell the house we were in that I owned. My grandparents gave it to me when they died, and we did. We moved to a more expensive house with a mortgage, and she says she's taking care of the bills and giving me an allowance. $500 a month was my allowance, and that was good because I figured she's salting the money away for our future. She was not. So it had been going on for a few years, at least 3 years. But when I got sick and got put into the hospital, this is right before COVID. So in my mind, when I think back, I see the reason why she couldn't have is because of COVID. Oh, she couldn't have visited me. But then I think back, what month was I in the hospital? Oh yeah, I was in the hospital January. Lockdowns didn't start until March. She could have been there every day. I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks in January of 2020. She never once came to visit. She knew what was going on. She knew I was having horrible seizures, and that I was going to be on workers' compensation for a bit or unemployment insurance. And then she found out that I was going to be I lost all my licenses because the doctor sent it in there. She never once come to visit me. I get out of the hospital, and I wouldn't say it was even a week after I got out of the hospital. Dad comes home and she wants a divorce. She wants to divorce me because I'm not going to bring in the money I used to, and yeah, that hurt. And I was thinking back on that. This is what really got me into the depressive episode. As I'm sitting there, sitting in my house. The fridge is empty. I've got no money. I can't even go get myself anything to fucking eat. I don't even have a bank card or a credit card or anything like that on me. I don't have any of this. I can't even order from a restaurant. So I walked my ass down to the bank. And even then, I was in a lot of fucking pain. I was still having like constant random seizures just punching me in the face. Got to the bank and showed my identification, say, hey, this is my account. I need to withdraw a few $100s. Tried to do that, and I found out the bank is not that it was empty. It was in a negative. The bank accounts were in a negative. And I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Then I'm thinking, okay, so she's been saving money, so she must have took it all. I asked for a printout of every single transaction that had happened for the previous year, for the last 12 months. They obliged. I took that, and then I discovered what had really been going on. What really hurt was making $13,000 a month, and I'm getting a $500 allowance a month. She's taking care of the base bills. Okay, so all the base bills, like what was on the mortgage, it was nothing. It was like a month, maybe $1,500 a month. So there's $11,000 a month left over. And she was supposed to take $500 of that for herself for fun money. She spent $7,000 to $10,000 every single month for her hair appointments, for her nails, going to fancy restaurants, and my ass is going to work every day, and she's just out partying. That's kind of what hurt more than anything. Oh, I'm fine. I'm not even angry at it anymore. I'm gonna say my ex-wife is my reason to live because I swore on everything I am going to outlive that woman. Fucking I just purely respect. I'm joking, of course, but I'm not really joking kind of deal. Why don't you work? It worked. Is there anything that I feel like I can do now that I couldn't in my old life? Dude, I can do a lot more than I couldn't do back then, man. I'll be honest. Most of my childhood was shit. I had horrible parents, but I got living with my grandparents, and I'd say from the ages of 12 to 18 when they died were fantastic. So I had a great childhood. I was very spoiled. I've had my entire life right up until the last 3 years. I've had the cushiest existence you could ever need. Like, my needs were met. I had my job, had my video game, go home, play my game, go to the gym, or on the weekends when I'm out working, took my little car out. Wasn't a little car, but we'll just talk about that later. And went for my drive, stuff like that. I enjoyed my life. I didn't realize I am as strong as I actually am, that I can do things that I never thought I could possibly do. I survived winter outdoors last year. Dude, I'm a spoiled shitty kid. I survived the winter outdoors, and I still have all my fingers to, like, that is amazing. And I've learned actual outdoors type survival stuff that I can fucking live outdoors without a problem. And actually, that's one of the reasons why I kind of get all pissed off. Get out of my face, please. You're not needed. Thank you. Goodbye, sir. That's why these survivalists on YouTube really piss me off. Because they're just walking into their mom's backyard and wasting food for clicks. Calling themselves survivalists. Go fuck yourself. It doesn't work like that. She was a stay-at-home wife. She was a stay-at-home partner who was in control of the finances. All the assets were in both of our names, and she had no source of income. When we did divorce, she came out on top. She got the house and everything, and it had been going on for so long. It was the court. Even the courts recognized. They said I had to have known that what was going on for a long time, because it was going on for years. And how ridiculous is it to believe that a man who is working his 40 hours, making decent damn money every week, not have access to his own bank account. So I got my balls kicked on the divorce. And admittedly, she had a really good lawyer. Decent money. My take-home pay, this is after tax, was $13,000 a month. So, decent money. And now, I got to pay $600 this month for medication. And most months I live off of less than $200, $300. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna cry. That makes me want legit. I got tears in my eyes. That makes me want to cry. Oh, it's funny, man. Hey, not sad tears, kind of fucking not happy tears, but I want to laugh because I'm saying this shit, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is so funny. I was so stupid, and I'm not even upset about it anymore. I can see the humor in it. Oh. Oh yeah, I'm up in Canada. A lot of our medications are really cheap. Our healthcare is free. You do have to pay for your meds. The medications that are heavily covered by our health card are life necessary medications. Your insulin, your blood thinners, your heart medication, that's all going to be dirt cheap. Anybody can get that dirt cheap. I think for a 30-day supply of insulin, you're going to pay $20 at most. The medications I'm on are not classed as life-saving medication. They're classed as life-quality medication, so the drug companies can charge up the ass for it, and I'm getting charged up the ass for it. Even then, that I had an insurance from my old employer that I was using. They changed the policy around a bit, so I had to do a 20% copay on my meds. Not last month's bill, but the month prior bill was $830, $840 for my meds. I tried to buy my meds last month for this month's meds, and I'm almost through, and my drug plan didn't go through. It didn't work, so I started to panic. Like, I can't afford the meds, paying 20% of them. I asked the girl at the counter how much is it going to be, and it came out to $200 less than it did with the drug plan. So come to find out, the insurance that I had was charging me personally a dispensing fee per pill. It was like something like 15 cents, 20 cents, something like that. And that adds up. That adds like $200 to the final total when you're, doing 25 pills a day for 30 days a month. It ain't cheap. And yeah, that. Oh no, that's the point. I used to have the greatest insurance. I used to work for a company called Developments, because I don't want to say the company name, but it was Development. And yeah, my plan used to be amazing. My former plan when I was still with the company, and this recently changed. This changed within the last 6 months. It was total coverage of medication, a private room in your hospital stay, full dental coverage, vision coverage, everything was covered. I could even get 3 massages a year for free. And then it changed to no dental, no vision. You gotta pay 20%. Kyle, why am I in the woods with not in a city? Because I was in a city searching for work for 10 months and nobody would hire me. So I left that city for an interview to a different city where I didn't get that job, but I found a different job, and I got hired as for a part-time work. And I don't want to be in a town, homeless. At least out here, I have privacy. Nothing I have is going to get stolen. I'm not going to get stabbed in my sleep. I've done it in a city. It's terrifying. I've got PTSD from that. It's terrifying. But here, I'm relatively safe. Like, the only thing I got to worry about is a freaking raccoon breaking into my camp at night and trying to eat my balls. I'm just using me vape. like if I was to leave right now to the city, because I've got to be there today. I've got to head into the city today to pick up my meds. If I was to start walking now, it would take me about 3 hours to get to the city. But I'm like legit. There is an electrical maintenance road right there, and right over there, there is a highway that I'm looking at right now. I can hear and see the cars going by. When I end this, not for right now, I'm not ending it, but when this ends, I'm going to get my ass up, walk myself to that highway, stick my thumb out, and I'll be in the city within 15 minutes. Like, people up here are decent people. There's only been one day I couldn't get picked up, and that's because I went at the wrong time. School just got out, and no one's going to stop for a big gnarly guy like me when their kids are in the back seat. But I'll get up, stick my thumb out, and I'll be in town within 15 minutes. Like, no one has problems picking me up, unless their kids are with them. I got a tarp, just not right where I am. The same person that just emailed. Well, sorry, what? Cornish, I think it's the same person that just emailed me. Oh, and fun story is I've got another new medication I'm going to be starting today because my stomach doesn't want to digest food. Somehow I'm a big son of a bitch and I'm malnourished. My insides, my digestive tract isn't working properly. The stomach acids aren't doing their job breaking down food. So I'm not absorbing protein and iron into my system, and I'm already taking multivitamins too. So it is a cheap pill. It only had like $10 for a month's supply that I take. I have to take one 15 minutes before I eat as a digestive aid, which is neato. This one, is what I got from the reservation, the native reservation. It tastes like watermelon and strawberry, and it's not a branded flavor. It is their little knockoff flavor. Oh, Kyle, I'll definitely do that if you're a YouTube channel. You know what? Join our Discord. Can someone post a link for me, please? I can't do it when I'm on the phone. And we'll talk. Like, I'm always interested in talking to people who are also on YouTube. I'd really like to do some stuff with other YouTubers. Like, yeah, that. But honestly, Sudbury has been very good to me. Like, I'm allowed to sell guns, and working on. I'm really gonna take my boss's offer and buy the rifle off of her. Since I've been at the new place, from when I moved from the other one to this one, I haven't seen another person. I've saw one person in the last 2 months. Sorry, month. I've been there about a month. Yeah, about a month. I saw one person, and that's because the dude has just set up his truck camper like 500 meters away from me. Good on you, Dan. No. Like I'm right now near-ish Sudbury, near-ish. If I'm to walk into Sudbury, it'll take 3 hours. But in a couple hours, I'm heading into town. Oh, fuck. And it's still raining out. I've already made my mind up, like, I'm going to get myself a small patch of property that's dirt cheap and get a small, cheap trailer. For fuck's sakes, just walking up and down the highway here, like, there are, like, farm-lit houses, and every one of them has a trailer in front that's for sale for, like, $1,000, and they're, like, trailer homes. You can get one of those dirt cheap. You can get some dirt cheap land and do that. I'm also, if I can find a trailer like that, I've been also talking to the boss about renting a small spot somewhere on her property where I can set up. And she wouldn't charge me much. She'd charge me like $100 a month. Yeah, it was snowing last night. It's been snowing up a little bit here and there. So this is gonna blip off for a second. I'm having issues. There we go. That's better. Sorry, there's a lot of messages coming in at once. It stopped working. This is chilling. And brains are just everywhere today. Waiting and waiting to head on. So yeah, how are you guys? Is there anybody even here? Because I don't know what the heck is going on. Oh, hey, Gloria. Oh, man. Oh, there are so many properties up north that are so cheap. The one I saw, it was 3 to 4 acres. I think it was 4 acres for $5,000. There's another one for like $70,000 for 180 acres, and you own your own little lake. The further up north you go, the more property there is, but the less access to utilities there is. -2 is nothing. How do I put this? It is very... If you freeze to death in anything less than -5, you were trying to freeze to death. Like, you actually would have to try to freeze to death in that, in -2. Oh, man. I don't consider myself homeless anymore. Like, I'm working. I've got a warm, stable place to sleep. The only thing that would make it better is more reliable power. So I don't even consider myself homeless anymore, because when I hear the word homeless, I see destitute. And I'm not. Like, things got better when I got that job. When I got out of Toronto. Very, very much. -5 is... I didn't say it's warm. I did not say -5 is warm. -5 is cold. But to freeze to death, exposure to the elements at -5, in my eyes, you actually have to try to do that. You'd have to put effort into dying from exposure at -5. Like, purposefully jumping into a lake at -5 and then coming out and just sitting there going doo-doo-doo-doo. That's what I see if someone dies at like or a little kid, because little kids are stupid. Even in when it's wet out, it's very easy to make a fire. Like, it's been raining all day and I've got stuff around me right now. I could have a fire going in 5 minutes if I felt like it. Again, it is that's another thing why I don't like these survivalists on the internet, is the things they do and the advice they give make no sense to me because they're not practical. You're never going to be in a, honestly, face it, you're never going to be in a survival situation ever in your entire life like they're showing. The survival situation you're going to get into is, it's going to be winter. You're going to be driving to or from work. You're going to get hit an icy patch. It's going to be a blizzard out. You're going to go put yourself in a ditch, and you got to stay there for a day or so until someone comes and saves you. That's a real survival situation. Or you go hiking in the woods, you go off the path to take a piss, and then you get lost. Unless you're a bush pilot, you're probably not going to be in a plane crash in the Appalachians. It's not going to happen. Likely you are going to get lost on just walking off the trail. But you're not stupid people. You tell people where you're going. And when you do get lost, you're going to stop right then and there and sit your ass down and wait for help. And start a fire, a big smoky fire, so they can find you. But those are realistic survival situations, not what are you gonna, when you get lost in the woods, what are you gonna bring with you? A survival shovel, a survival axe, or a survival spear? Urgh. I saw that one too. It was ridiculous. And yeah, exactly. Not even that. Carry 3 or 4, like lighters. I've got, like, in my bag, I've got 4 Bic lighters in my bag in a Ziploc bag. I've got a lighter thrown randomly around inside my bag. I've got one in my left pocket, one in my hoodie pocket, one in this bloody bag I'm using to carry my chargers. There is no better fire starter than a Bic. Or you can try rubbing two sticks together. Or if you're really lucky and you've got condoms with you, you can figure something out with that, something weird. Believe a cell phone is a survival tool. No, it is. No, straight up, a cell phone is a survival tool. I'd rather have a cell phone without connection when I'm lost than no cell phone at all. 1, if you can get a connection, you can make a call. 2, if you can't do that, you've got the flashlight, very useful, or you've got a compass if you don't have one with you. And even when you don't have proper connection, maps still work. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm very fortunate I can feel when a seizure's coming on, and I haven't had a major one in months. Like, I haven't had a big one in several months now. But I know when I'm about to have one, and I know what they're caused from. It's, not caused from the MS, but it's a symptom. It's not even a symptom, it's a byproduct. But I get the taste of iron in my mouth. And I seem to only really have seizures when I'm stressed out, when I'm overly stressed. So All I got to do is manage my stress and anxiety, and I'm golden. Or you could throw me on a city bus with 50 people, and I will fucking freak the fuck out. I don't do well in crowds. Lips smashed through my teeth. Wow. How'd that happen? Who'd you piss off? I don't make people angry enough to want to punch me like that. Jesus. No, the worst thing I do is I've got a nervous habit to bite the inside of my lip till I bleed. No, I have not had someone smash my teeth through my lips. No one. I don't think people want to hurt me that bad. Yeah, no, it's, I've got something so I don't bite. I've got something, I sleep, when I go to bed, I've got something I stick in my mouth when I sleep. It's a thing that fits on the, back bottom, the teeth in the back of my mouth. One on this side, one on this side, and it makes it so you can't, bite down. So there's no chance I'm going to bite off my lips or bite off my tongue. And I have a pretty good idea if I'm going to have a seizure when I'm out. And again, I haven't had a big one in a long time. But when I know I'm about to, I'll just hit the ground like I am right now, get down, lay on my side, and let it happen, and get up like it's nothing with a horrible headache for like hours. But things is good. Things is good. Like, I swear, I'm gonna have no problem getting a ride today. I've really learned to love hitchhiking. Gonna talk to a lot of cool people. I'm good in Canada. Things are okay for me. Like, I've got a job, man. I like what I'm doing right now. It gives me some sense of purpose and fulfillment. I really also like my boss. She's a good person. She's a very good person. Like, oh, well, Christ. We talk a lot when we're both at the place, which happens on busy days. I'm there 2 days a week, so she'll probably be working together tomorrow. I'll be there Friday. And we end up talking. And like last week, I was at work and we talked for the entire day about different foods we like. And I started talking about a dish I've been making often now. It's called shashuka. Shashuka. And it's a very simple dish. It's coriander, paprika, tomatoes, onions, and green peppers stewed down so it's nice and like a stew. You get a little stock so it's a little less, so it's a little bit more watery, and you poach eggs in it. And I like shakshuka. And she's like, "Oh, I've never heard of that." And she decided she's gonna go make it and invite me to dinner. And it was really good. She did a bang up job. Stock trading is weird. One, I don't have the money to trade for stocks. Two, that's like crypto to me as well. I don't understand it, so I won't do it. And it all seems like a pyramid scheme. If I'm gonna come to England and live in your garden shed, you gotta get me like thick Coke bottle glasses and call me Bubbles. And get me some kitties. Some shed kitties. Oh, I just finished watching the entire run of Trailer Park Boys, from season 1 to season 12, every single movie, and the animated series. That show is on my mind all the time. I love it so much. Oh. No, Ricky. We gotta bless this bacon, because you know where the bacon comes from, Ricky? Oh yeah, I'm not stupid. It comes from a cow. That one line makes me smile so much. And you know, the guy who's playing Ricky has got to be a very intelligent person to play that character so well. To play someone so stupid, so well, and so smart. That's what I think. I got no kids. It's just me. So lonely. That's because I've suffered from depression my entire adult life. Ooh, there's a hair on my thing. Is that the... Oh, no. Please don't be my hair. Even the white hairs are falling out? What? What? No. Oh, come on. I can't go bald. Can't start going bald. God, no. Yeah, no, I am. Again, I've been depressed my entire adult life. I know depression very well. I'm in the woods. Ugh. My best camp is the one I'm in right now. The one I have right now. It has 4 walls. It's got like that much insulation, so about 7 inches of insulation. Don't ask how I know that's 7 inches. Because it is. Booyah. But about 7 inches of insulation. The inside is dry. And I have a wood-burning stove outside of the camp. I've got to bring it inside the structure and cut a hole in the top. It's just... I got to do it carefully, because I found out while trying to do that, the insulation is about that thick of styrofoam. And styrofoam and heat don't mix. I wish I could do labor. Like, for God's sakes, I miss my old job. I miss being up on a crane. But I know labor's out of the question, because stress me out, I'll have a seizure. Imagine me doing with 50, 60 pounds worth of lumber on my shoulder, having a seizure, going down to the ground, and not just hurting myself, but hurting somebody else. Plus, they won't hire me for that because medical problems. But I'm happy where I am right now. I'm going to call it more of an outdoorsy store. I'm good doing this for a bit. And if I could crack the YouTube algorithm, if I could crack the code and have one video, just get me 10 million views. One long form video, get me 10 million views. I would be set for the rest of my life, because that'd be like $400,000. And I would never have to worry. And I would love that. But I know that's, all about luck. No. Even then, I've done right. The YouTube channel has done amazing. I'm like 10 subscribers away from 15,000, and the channel is just not even 15 months old. I had a seizure while I was operating my crane, and I did a lot of damage. It wasn't good. Yeah, I don't know. Still, I don't necessarily not take pride in that. Shit. Is that empty? How can you be empty? And I always haven't been a big son of a bitch like I am right now, you know. This is complete depression. That's what she'll do to you. But easy. They went up and got me. There's a call button for the elevator. The thing is with when you're going up in cranes, the elevators, I don't know why this is a thing. Why do people think that the elevator, the crane shaft turns into the elevators for the building? It does not like that. So your crane has an elevator that takes you from the ground floor to the top floor. That elevator is also in use all day long. So it's not just to get the guy up to the top there. It's also to take workers up and down the building. So they went up on the elevator and brought me down. No building I've ever saw has been like that. Sorry, I'm gonna do one big thing. I want to put some juice in the vape. You can't do that with high rises. Yeah, no. High rises, they're not built like the way you're thinking. So they usually have the elevators in the middle of the building, the elevator shaft. Those shafts aren't just for the elevator. Those shafts aren't there just to have the elevator there. Those shafts are also a support system. Like the building is almost built around the elevator shafts. They're these super thick hollow concrete pillars. It's kind of a neat thing. They are added structural support. And like the non-residential, really high rises you'd see downtown, they're built completely different as well. The elevator shaft is still generally in a centralized location, but also in that same shaft they have a counterbalance in there, a giant fucking. It's a counterbalance, so when the wind blows, the building doesn't go wee wee. I could do that, yeah, but I definitely could monitor cameras. I do honestly anything, but I can't leave the area I am at currently because I've got employment, which took me 10 months to get, and I'm not giving it up. And I've got safety. I got my camp. And I'm going to continue trying to go get that goddamn disability that I'm owed. I'm going to fight for that Now it's just out of fucking anger to get what I'm actually owed. It's just out of fucking anger. But I'm not letting the government, bend me over and say, howdy do. I'm going to beat them. No matter how long it takes. Oh, God, no. One of I'll be honest, the largest, I worked on residential buildings. The largest one would have been 15 Windermere. And that was 30, 40 stories tall. Not like these mega buildings downtown Toronto that are like 100 stories high. But, yeah, I did mostly... The company I worked for they did residential stuff. They built condos, houses, townhouses, and yeah, they ended up getting the contract. I did not just tell you the building I worked at, did I? Fuck. Y'all can find out the company's name with that. Fuck. St. Lawrence Market. Who doesn't know the St. Lawrence Market? Oh. Man, speaking of raccoons. I dealt with a lot of raccoons in Toronto. They're different. The raccoons in the city, they're polite. I know there's a difference. Where the animal is raised changes their entire personality. The raccoons in Toronto are so polite compared to the raccoons up here in Sudbury. Like, the raccoons up there in Toronto, you say get out of there, they'll run away and like, oh, I don't want any trouble, boss, leave me alone. I'm just trying to find a place to chill. The ones here, you'll yell at them to tell them to go away, and they'll flip you off. They'll rip right into your tent while you're there screaming at them, throwing bottles at them, and they won't stop. They'll just continue at it and be like, hey, don't care, you're nothing. The ones up here are assholes. I miss the Toronto raccoons. They're kind of cool. Coyote wolf is another, I think, a coyote. Another word for coyote, or a mix between coyote and a wolf. We've got coyotes up here a lot. They hang around my camp a lot too. I've heard them rip the rabbits to pieces at night. Rabbits, that's a sound you don't want to hear. Getting ripped apart. There. It's a horrible sound. Oh, shit. I'm gonna be honest, the city raccoons versus wild raccoons, like from up here, I'm gonna say the city raccoons versus the country raccoons. Country raccoons are gonna kick the city raccoons' ass. Comparatively, the city raccoons are bitches. They're chunky. They're chunky and fat and polite. These wild raccoons, man, they've been hitting their micros and macros because they're jacked. Fucking right, man. Fucking right, Dan. Fucking right. No, it's so weird. Again, as I said, like the fucking country raccoons. Like, again, Toronto raccoons, they're all fat. And they're almost domesticated. Like, you can walk up to them and they're not going to attack you. These, country raccoons, they'll fuck back. They'll fight back. You tell them to get lost, they'll come right at you. Like, they'll take you down. Thanks, Platypus. Yeah, I've missed doing these, being able to do these streams. So I think I'm gonna try to start doing this more often when I'm about to head into town. I'll go a little bit earlier than I have to, find a nice spot to chill out, wait by the highway and stream. And you know what I could do? I should put on a skirt and show a little leg, get picked up faster. Yeah. No, you're right there. There's the sway. It's... I miss being up there. There is a movement to it. How do I put this? Again, I've never been up on these like 100-story cranes. I was doing residential structures. But even then, you do get the... if you've ever been on a roller coaster, that moment that you're at the top and you're at the very front of a roller coaster, you've just come over the peak of the hill and you're like dangling like that, and the wind is coming. That's what it feels like. Or when you're doing your inspections and you're at the tip and you're like, it's a good idea to jump. That's an awesome feeling. It's not an awesome feeling, but I get that feeling when I'm up high. Is like, you should jump. That's a good idea. You can make it. You see that bush right there? I'm going to land in that. I'll be fine. Walk away. That's cool. Yo, Toby. Oh, don't attack me with raccoons. Again, my arch nemesis is a raccoon. I got his picture somewhere. That little bastard. I'm going to turn him into a t-shirt. Yo, Toby. Kind of weird things going on with me, too. I've noticed I'm going to have to bring up with my doctor. But it's been happening recently. I've been getting bouts of memory fog. Like, things are becoming more and more difficult to... Memories are becoming hazy, I guess. Like there a fog over them. I was thinking about something that happened when I was with my grandfather, one of the last talks I had with him. And I'm trying to think back on that, and it's like so hazy and foggy. It's like the memory has been corrupted or something. I don't know. Oh no, I don't want to like kill the thing and turn him into something. I've got a picture that I'd like to use. Oh, I'm hydrated. I'm kind of thinking it is a side effect from like 25 pills a day. It's a lot of pills. Take two times daily. And this pill, and this pill, and this pill too. It's 12:40 now. If I get out of here by 1:30, 1:40, maybe 2 o'clock, I'll be back by 4 o'clock. Oh, so I'll hang out here for a bit and just chat to you guys. Dude. No, man, it's not even if I had the option to get laid in the woods, Even if that was an option, I don't think it's an option I would take. I still have problems with human contact. Personal issue, but I don't know how things ended with the ex-wife and stuff really hurt. And being touched by another person makes me physically ill. I don't like it. I haven't got over that yet. I haven't got over the anger I still feel about how things went down, and yeah. Security. Oh, dude, I fucking hate security guards, man. Not the ones out here. The ones up here don't give a shit when you're at the library. But fucking Christ, back Toronto, I have nothing but problems with goddamn security guards. Bloody follow me in the goddamn malls, not letting me sit out front, pack my goddamn bag, trying to kick me out of the goddamn library because I'm just sitting there. Bastards. I don't like security. Oh, I got a funny story to share. So earlier this week, I went to the hospital in Sudbury because my doctor wants me to go get some blood work and some sample tests, urine, stool sample, whatever, normal kind of tests. I went and had that done. Had my blood taken, gave him my pee, and then I started to laugh. I started to crack up laughing. Well, I was going to go give my stool sample. I had to give them a stool sample when I'm there, and I had to go into one of the bathrooms to get this. You know what a stool sample is. I don't got to tell you. But the nurse, she hands me a bag for the stool sample, and I cracked up laughing, man. Have you ever been to a high-end deli where they do hot sandwiches? They'll give it to you in like a white bag with, the inside is like silvery to keep the sandwich hot. And then she gave me one of those bags. And I just couldn't stop thinking. I was like, oh, that would suck for somebody, a lunch thief or something like that. So I start cracking up laughing. Like, I got not cracking up, but a big smile on my face because it's a sandwich bag she's giving me, and I'm fighting off the laughter. So I go in and do my thing and, close the top, roll it up, and she takes it from me. And this is where I did burst out laughter. And she put a white sticker on it with my name on it. And then she brings out this yellow sticker with red writing on it and plops it right on top too. It's marked urgent. That's just about right. It was pretty urgent. And I know I have the humor of a toddler, but that made my day. I needed that laugh. How you doing? Yeah, no. I don't even think it's a thing about, them being judgmental towards a homeless person. I'm a big son bitch. I've always been going to be, I'm 6'3". I'm also big this way now too. And I always cover my head because, that looks like a baby's skull. That's how little hair I have. Like I look like a newborn baby. And I always hide my head because, the bald, like it's even worse back here. But I hide my head. And that's why they go at me. I still resent getting followed around in Walmart by their loss prevention agents, acting like the big guys are gonna save the world. Man, if someone's gonna steal from you, you're not gonna fucking stop them. You're not Superman. You're not gonna go run out. You're not in the States. Security guards in the States, they get to carry guns. Security guards up here, they're not even allowed to carry a flashlight. What do you got? You got a walkie and a pen. You gonna go Rambo with a walkie and a pen on my ass? I don't think so. That means that I also would never steal. Hubbard, that's good on you, man. Now, even then, like, I'm not shabby. Like, my clothes aren't ripped and torn. My boots are good. I'm not going in dressed like shit. I don't stink. I shower every day, every damn day. I find a way to clean myself. If I can't, especially if I'm going into town, I'll go to the truck stop not too far and buy a shower. Or if I really need to, I'll just walk into work and have a shower. So I don't stink. I wash my clothes often. And whenever I work, the day I work, I do laundry because we've got a coin-operated washing machine there. Oh, spam. I didn't start wearing a hat. I started wearing hats before I started going bald. Because for most of my life, I shaved my head. Completely clean shaven from the age of 21. And then I started letting it grow out. And I was about 28 where I noticed right here was getting kind of thin. First noticed it in one of the security cameras while you walk into like the Walmart and they show your picture. And it's like, oh my God, is that a bald spot? That can't be a bald spot. Then you start noticing, it's getting bad this side, like these like white hairs. Even the beard is going white. Then you start noticing shit that your grandfather had and your dad had, and it's like, oh, this can't be happening. My same with my dad too. Their eyebrows would grow like they'd always have 1 to 4 of them on each side that were like that fucking long. And I noticed one the other night that was like that long, like way too long, and it was like sticking out. I was like, oh God, no, I'm getting old. What the fuck do you think I did to that? I just like grabbed it and like, nope, yoink, it's gone. Oh, thank you, Greg. Oh, shit. Nothing. I don't think I have probably with the ears, the nose hairs. Grandfather had nose that I've, yoinked out. Whenever I see a gray hair like up here or here, I just like, yoink, it's gone, not happening, can't deal with that today. And like the back of my head where my hair is still thick, like right here, is all white. It's completely white back there. So you've got, a little bit of brown, white, completely white, reddish brown with little gray bits about it. But, if I do this right, if I, really go at it, I look like, I'm about to scheme and start going off about my either plans for my time travel machine or my plans for global domination. I look like a crazy person. Just go around like this. You know what? That's how I'm going to make $1 million on YouTube. This is going to be my new persona on YouTube. Just stare at the camera like I'm a crazy son of a bitch. Actually, you know what? The viewers just jumped up by 20 the second I screwed up with my hair. I might have to actually do that. You know what? That's it. Yeah, that is definitely it. From now on, all my live streams, I'm going to go on like this. I've got a lot of videos I'm working on. I'm trying to be careful with the shelter and the other builds because I don't want to outright give my location away. That scares the crap out of me. But yeah, I'm going to do this from now on. If I could get some hair gel and like really make it go sticking out. Oh, really screw with the algorithm. Yeah, but the hair's also falling out. So the wisdom might be poking out, but it's falling off. Yeah, that's going to be totally the new persona for the YouTubes. Yeah, that's hilarious. How about this, guys? From now on, the videos I make, all the tips, all the other videos, I'm going to say screw the hat, make the hair all like madness and be like, homeless survival tip number 197. Yeah, that's funny. I'm going to do that. I don't know how to do super chats, man. What? Oh. Old? Not so old. Old? Not so old. Old? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll be honest, my sense of humor is sometimes, childish, and the other times is dark. But I appreciate that. Well, I am sober. I'm always sober. Found something out is my body's having problems digesting food and taking in nutrition, like legit malnourished, as my doctor said. But it's not having problems taking in sugars and glucose. If I have 2 beers, I get absolutely shit-faced hammered. Like, stupid drunk. And probably a problem related to the medication. But, yeah. Rent a room. The cheapest room you can get for rent in Ontario, I'd have to go way up north to do that for like $700-800 a month. Fucking crazy. Even Sudbury, where I am now, for just to rent a room, that's $1,100 a month. If I've gotten my disability in, they owe me back pay, I wouldn't rent a room. I would go up and buy some very cheap property. Some of the ones I've shown to Platypus, and put a tiny home or a trailer on it and get internet or something and just live my way. Especially now that I can walk better with this cocktail of meds. Vancouver ain't Toronto. Toronto is now rated the most... Fucking not just Toronto. Even Sudbury. Is it Ontario? But no, Toronto is rated the #1 most expensive city on the planet, beating Singapore by a lot. For the cost of living. And it just doesn't stick in there. Whatever happens to Toronto Toronto is the heart of, and I hate to say this, it's true, Toronto legit is the heart of Ontario. So whatever's going on there affects the whole province. So if things are expensive in Toronto, it bleeds out to all the other towns and cities of the province. Oh no, I wasn't saying that. I don't even like really. I don't disagree with you. Being sober is a good damn thing, 100%. But that being said, I'm also an adult, and I like to think I'm reasonable and responsible. If I want to have a fucking beer or two, I'm gonna have a beer or two. I never go overboard, and they're few and far between. Like I'll go 2 weeks without it, 3 weeks without it. For fuck's sakes, the last time I went like 6 months between beers. For fuck's sakes, we sat up last night playing Scrabble and stuff on the Discord, and I had a couple beers. But that's because of my boss. It's her fault. She gave me a case of beer. Well, no, she technically told me I could have it. I asked if I could have one. She said I had to take all 30. But one of the breweries deliver right to us. There's a brewery in town that delivers right to us, and they like to give away the cans that they're not allowed to sell to us for our purposes. And they did not a full pallet, but a full case. It was 30 of there, and I said, hey, do you mind if I take one? And she's like, I already have so many in the back. You can't have one. You have to have them all. So I took them. And I've been having like one with a meal here and there. I had 3 last night. And this has been over a month since I first got them. And I still have 13 of them left. Oh, whiskey dick. Woo! Your wife is going to be very proud of you tonight. Yeah. Again, I don't like weed. I don't like what it does to me. It really screws with my head. I won't touch stuff. But I also admit, for a lot of people, marijuana is a very healing plant. It is a very good for them mentally. Not good for me mentally. No, again, like, even then, I'm not a drinker, but again, I'm an adult, and if time comes where I can afford to buy a beer, I'll buy a beer. Or the reason why I have these beers is because I couldn't afford them, but the boss gave them to me. And again, over a month, I got about 13 left from 30. I'm a pretty responsible human being. I could have, if I wasn't, I could have sat down in one day and just pounded them all day because why not? But I can't do that. And no, I also know it's not an interview, man. But I put AMA, so that means ask me anything. And if I'm cool with answering anything, I will answer anything. But you're also talking to a person who can get fucking hammered off of 2 beers. Like last night, I went 3 deep, and I was pretty gone. Had a damn good sleep too. But today I don't work. Tomorrow I do. Yesterday I worked 13 hours actually. I get nervous during thunderstorms, the high winds and that, and I'm underneath trees. I just kind of sit there and brace myself for lightning, thunder, and not getting a falling tree to hit me. Yeah, no. Again, I don't think alcohol is inherently evil. I think there are people out there that shouldn't drink because they cannot handle their drink. And it brings the worst out of some people. Like, my father was the one person on the planet who should never have let alcohol touch his lips because it ruined him. My grandfather, on the other hand, had his 1 or 2 drinks of whiskey every day, sitting on his back porch, no matter the weather, snow, shine, rain, whatever. Every damn night he was back there having his 1 or 2 drinks, just enjoying it, smoking his big fat cigar. You have to have money to build property. If I had money, dude, just because I got a small YouTube channel doesn't mean I'm rolling in the funds. This channel makes me maybe $200 a month, which I need to survive. Gloria, I agree, but the people who, the only harm that marijuana brings is the crime associated with the marijuana. The crime associated with marijuana is when it is illegal. If you take away the crime, you make it legal, and do what Ontario and Canada did. You have government licensed stores that are allowed to sell marijuana and THC products. Guess what you've just done? You've eliminated all the harm associated with it because the criminals are out of business. The ones causing harm over marijuana are the people, are the dealers that are hurting people. At least that's my takeaway of the whole experience of the legalizing marijuana in the country. Even then, I don't think it brings too much I don't think so. And it also depends what kind of marijuana you're smoking. It's the marijuana we've got today is much stronger and more potent than the marijuana of the 60s and 70s. If you get what is best, if you get a semi not too high dose of weed, 8 to 10% THC content, and casually smoke it and just chill and have a good time, no one will have a problem. Except for me. If I take one puff of that, my face goes white, and I think everybody is trying to kill me. Okay, you want to? Okay, you want to talk about freaky stuff in the woods? One of my first weeks first week in the woods, in my little tiny tent trying to fall asleep. I wake up. It's nighttime. I'm half asleep. And there's this old woman standing out in front of my tent saying perfect, perfect, perfect over and over and over again. That was fucking scary. Good for you, Dan Crow. Exactly, Gloria. That's why I think it should be 100% legalized and government controlled, like through, we've got liquor stores up here where you buy alcohol and weed stores where you buy weed. In that situation where things are tested and under rigorous control, you don't have those problems. It's, you get laced weed from criminals. Well, up here it is 100% legalized. And I've seen the good it does for people. That's why I am, even though I don't touch a shit myself, that's why I will always advocate for its legality. Mind you, they're too far up here. For fuck's sakes, they got places where you can go buy fucking crystal meth and you won't get in trouble. You go to a fucking safe injection site. They're all over, like, even in Sudbury, they've got 2 safe injection sites, which disgusts me. They've got a monument of like a couple hundred crosses for people who died from the opioid crisis going on in Sudbury. But anyways, I think it's time for me to end this and start hitchhiking my way to town because I want to go get my medication and then go back and probably have game night tonight on the Discord. Games sound like a good idea. So I'm going to say good night. Well, goodbye, everybody. And we'll do this again very soon. I'm very happy I found a few locations I'll be able to sit and stream from. Bye, everybody.